Hey, good morning. It's early. Wealth, health, planting a seed. What time of day are you at your best? And consequently, what time of day are you not? It's early on a Saturday morning. I'm Bradley Charbonneau, and this is the Repossible podcast and YouTube channel. And it's early. And this is when I'm at my best. And the reason I want to tell you this is because I want you to figure out, when are you at your best? In the day. Every single day. Every single day, you're at a height and a low point. I'm pretty guaranteed, right? For me, it's the morning. It's very obvious to me. For example, this morning, in fact, it's not even that early. I'm sort of jet lagged. So it's not my normal, completely crazy early self. But here's the thing. In the span of the past half an hour, I barely open my eyes, and already I have ideas that are positive and confident, and I'm ready to jump on them, and I have energy. And by the way, it is day 7 or 6 or something that I'm back from a 9-week odyssey to the U.S. So I was in Austin, Texas. That is 7 hours difference. They say it's 1 day per hour. So I should technically, officially, administratively be over my jet lag about now. And I feel I'm getting there. And today is the first morning where I've really even felt like creating. Now, why is that the case? Because when I am my normal high-flying disc, high energy, high vibration self, then I want to create. And when I'm not, then I'm not. And when I'm not, then I should know, because I know my rhythms, I know my vibration, I know my frequency, then I know to watch Netflix or to consume, right? So not to create, but to consume. I haven't even had these thoughts in the past several days because I have not been my normal high-flying disc self. The high-flying disc, if you're familiar with Abraham Hicks or Esther Hicks, and if you're not familiar, don't look them up because they're going to freak you out, because they're pretty out there. But she talks about the high-flying disc, and it's basically being on a higher vibration, and your energy is high level. And I don't mean jumping around doing jumping jacks. I mean positivity and confidence and stuff like that. So, for example, and the reason I want to record this right now, I have to tell you, I don't give away too many personal details in this, but I have to say I am a huge college football, American college football fan. And last night there were 2 big games for the semifinals, whatever they call it, of the CFB, college football playoffs, or whatever it's called. And I'm rooting for Oregon. Anyway, back to my positive morning. You ready for this? Because there's good stuff. Yesterday, I had a really sort of down to heart. What do you call that? Down to the real stuff conversation with one of my partners. And he said, Bradley, people don't want to do the work. They want to pay the money, have a little bit of input, and have a result. Because this is about the year of you. And he's like, Bradley, people don't want to write a book. Well, there's a very tiny percentage of people who actually want to write a book. And okay, so fine, I can find those people, or I can address those people. There's that very small niche of people who let me rephrase. Most people in the world say they want to write a book. But 95% of those people are never going to write a book. And this is where I have a lot of sort of controversy, because I've written 40 books and published 40 books. And people come to me and they're like, I want to write a book. And I'm almost to the point where I've become like a curmudgeon. I'm like, yeah, rah, 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 yeah, you and everybody else. And I used to help them and want to help them more. And I'm to the point where if you want to write a book, great. If you really are going to do it and you want some help, I can help you. But I'm not going to be your cheerleader to say, come on, you can do it. I used to have that energy. I don't have that energy anymore. So the year of you, I don't want this to sound sales pitchy. I just want to give you an insight into my morning. The year of you is a program I've been working on in different aspects or flavors for the past several years. And what my partner said yesterday is like, Bradley, people don't want to put in all kinds of energy. And so he was saying how he had a thing, he called it, I've got 5 minutes and $20. And so what can you get me if I give you 5 minutes of my time and $20 of my money? What can you give me as far as an output? And here's what I can offer you. And I kind of like it. And we talked about, so he said, I want something physical. I want something like on my desk or in front of me or on my wall. And so we talked about a poster. And we talked about, so I really like infographics or sort of another term for it that I don't really know. But do you know how when people, they can draw really well or they can design really well and they have this, they take notes in a meeting. There's even a name for it. I don't know what it's called. But there's a name for it when you take notes in a meeting and it's just gorgeous. And you have little graphics and icons and curlicues and colors and shapes and designs, and it's all beautiful. So I would like to have this created for you as a poster that you could put on your wall. Ideally, frame it. And this is your year of you. This is your roadmap for the year, for the coming year, in the form of a poster. And what did it, quote unquote, cost you? It cost you 5 minutes of your time and $20. So 5 minutes of your time, meaning you do sort of a mini interview. It's going to ask you some questions, and that's your input as to what it needs to create this poster. Okay, remember, I'm not a designer. I'm going to get some help here. So anyway, that's one idea. And remember, it's like the first thing in the morning. I haven't even watched my college football playoff game yet, and I want to record this because I'm very clear on it. And I can tell you, in 2 hours, and especially in 10 hours, I am not going to feel this clarity or have this confidence I do about these topics, which is why I want to record it right now. And I'm going to hit upload to YouTube as soon as I finish this. That's the kind of confidence I have at this time in the morning. And I want you to find your time when you are confident like that also, and how to capitalize on it. Okay, number 2 or number 12, whoever's counting. Here we go. This is a biggie, and it's with that same partner. So with that same partner and I will share his name. You'll know it next week because we're going to start a podcast together. So he's been into the stock market, and people are probably hanging up by now or hitting, clicking away because it's scary. But this is his idea. His idea, he wants to help his kids learn how to build wealth or grow money more smartly, more intelligently. And I'm trying not to give away too many details about him. I'm going to let him do that. But here's the bottom line. We both have 2 boys, and they're teenage or early 20s, and we want to help them learn how to invest their money more wisely. Do I need to say more wisely? Wisely. Yeah, more wisely. More wisely. And one way is through the stock market. And we use a certain tool and we follow a certain few gurus. He follows one in particular. I'll let him share who that is. And what we want to do is at the basics of basic level, like teach me as if I'm a 7-year-old, is sort of how can we help our money grow better. Better than putting it in the mattress, better than leaving it at the bank, and better than spending it on snow cones. So that's our basic premise, is we want to help young people learn how to better invest their money, both in the shorter term and in the longer term. Now, I've learned so much from this guy, from my partner. And for example, I didn't even know these terms, but there's an investor and there's a trader. An investor sort of puts the money in the market, or puts the money in certain vehicles, as they say in the financial world. By the way, this is not financial advice. And I think I have to say that every 5 minutes or something like that. This is not financial advice, and I am not a financial advisor. But you put your money in something safe, and you let it sit there until you retire, right? So that's investing. That is, they're long term, and you don't do much about it. Whereas a trader, Trader, sorry, because I don't want to say Traitor. That's a whole different podcast. So the trader is more active, and there's everything from like a day trader, which I can't recommend, to this other kind of trading that he and I will get into. And this is what we want to teach our kids. So we're talking like an hour or a few hours a week. That's it. It's not like you're staring at charts all day. Some very basics to investing. And we want to do, I don't know if we're going to do a weekly podcast about that, but we basically want to teach our kids some of the very basics of investing. And remember, did I go to business school? Well, actually I did. Did I do finance? Absolutely not. Am I a financial guy? Not in the slightest. But we both are smart guys who have followed some gurus and learned some stuff. And we are kind of doing it along with you, or with our kids, to have a portfolio of assets that is varied, ideally, from safe stuff to a little riskier stuff, and how to balance that, and how to take, even a little bit of money, and how to learn how to make it grow better. Okay, and so the visual on that one was a seed. In my meditation this morning, so if you follow me, you know I meditate every single day. Then in my meditation, the visual I got was a seed. So I am giving my boys a seed. Now, I could give them a bicycle, I could give them an ice cream, or I could give them a seed that can grow into something bigger. And that's sort of the plan with that angle. So there you have it. It is early on a Saturday morning, and I'm recording this in my pajamas. I know, too much information. But I want to tell you that I am at my most awake and alive and confident, usually first thing in the morning before I do much of anything else, meditation and then creation. If you really want to know the combination, it's in my book called 17 Hours. I talk about fasting and then meditating and then creating. That's exactly what I'm doing right now, with the exception of the fasting part. Although we're back, it's New Year, and I'm definitely going to get more into fasting early in the year. Okay, this was an overwhelming fire hose of information. If you are not on the frequency that I am firing on at the moment, then I don't know how much of this is going to stick with you. But if you listen to this and you like it and you want to hear more, leave a comment. In fact, leave a comment about which of the ideas resonates most with you, right? The time of day of energy and frequency, let me know about that. What about the idea of the year of you? And do you like the idea of the poster that has your, I like to call it a treasure map for the year, because a roadmap gets you from A to B, but a treasure map gets you from A to B to C, S-E-E, right? Fun, fun, fun. Or do you like the idea of the seed of investing and growing wealth? Let me know if you'd like to, which of those topics or any other topics that I've covered in the past several minutes here, early on a Saturday morning. Let me know which one you like. Let me know in the comments, or leave a like or subscribe. But I'd really like to hear a comment about which of those you would like to hear more about in the coming weeks and months and even years. I just started season 7 of Thursday Thunder, which means I have been doing a weekly video every single Thursday for 6 years. If you want to know the secret to my success, I will tell you anytime, anywhere. It's always the same answer. It is consistency. In fact, it is combined in my 2026 word of the year with it, which is mathemagician. So it's a combination of math, M-A-T-H, mathematician, and mathemagician. So math and magic, or structure and spirit, right? The process is the progress. So I talk a lot about process, meaning every day, every week, every month. That's pretty much all I deal with. I should get into quarterly and annually, but at the moment, this is working just fine for me. Daily, weekly, monthly. What do you do? What are your habits? What habits do you stack? Daily, weekly, monthly. And that's how I have now 150,000 subscribers on YouTube, because I post every single day a short, every single week a video, and every single month a newsletter. That's it. That's my big secret. If you want to know how to do it, that's how to do it. Okay, I'm getting a little wonky, cranky, a little dorky in the morning here. So I've got to go watch my college football playoffs. Go Oregon, go Ducks. Sorry, if Indiana wins, honestly, if Indiana, they've never won, so I'd be totally fine if they won, so that's okay. If you're like an Alabama fan or Clemson or one of the biggies, that's fine. I can deal with you. But I'm always sort of rooting for the underdog. So I'm rooting for Oregon or Indiana. I'm rooting for Oregon or Indiana, and Oregon and just playing Indiana. So basically, it's a win-win situation. Whoever wins, I'll be okay with it. But I'm actually rooting for the Ducks, because I know a few people who go to Oregon, and I just kind of like Oregon. There you have it. That was a whirlwind of a Saturday morning. There is snow on the ground here in Driebergen in the Netherlands. It is gorgeous and winter wonderlandly. And if you want to go see a little bit of that and watch Pepper prance around in the snow like a deer, then go check out my video from a few days ago. It's called something like 3 minutes in the snow or something like that. It's honestly gorgeous. It is really, truly magical. So go check that out. And I will see you on the daily or on the weekly or on the monthly. Take care and have a great Saturday. Bye for now.